Ladies with gentle hands, welcome back to me reviewing your platinum trophy lists once again. Yes, that's right, you the subscriber. I'm here reviewing more lists today, and if you do want to be in with a chance of me reviewing your platinum trophy list or Xbox list or whatever the equivalent is, make sure to leave a comment on this video and I can add it to the queue, or you can join the Discord and you can see the waiting list in there. The link is in the description. Of course, if you do enjoy this content, make sure to let me know down in the comments, and of course, if you are new here, maybe consider subscribing to see much more of this type of content alongside some gaming content, and most importantly, don't forget to drop a like. Okay, so on today's list we've got Public Nuisance 17 from the United States of America. I was human once, I can feel you on that one. It almost feels like as a trophy hunter we sell parts of our soul sometimes. They are level 453 and they've got 155 platinum trophies to go through today. So just taking a look, oh wowee, again, somebody's almost got 100% completion. This is honestly, right? Every single list that I've done, whether it's been on a live stream, I do them every Wednesday, so make sure you come into the live streams to see these, or whether it's a video reviewing a list, it's the same thing basically. But everyone recently is almost so close to having 100% completion rates, and I'm really jealous because mine's at like 50 or 60% just because my account's so old and I've just got so many unobtainables now. But that is sorry, that is really impressive. We've got 166 games and 153 completed games there, and yeah, we'll take a look at the stats at the very end. So first up, then we've got Adventure Time: Pirates of the Enchiridion, and I've seen this one pop up a few times, but it's one of those ones where you don't see it too often. So it is really nice to see a different kind of game at the top of somebody's list to start things off. Then. And this is a 2 out of 10, and it is a 1 playthrough and 12 hours supposedly to get through, and it's a 2.5% rarity, so it's pretty rare. And just as well, if this is your first time watching my videos doing this, the percentages that you're seeing, or the rarity percentages on the side there, they're directly from PlayStation, right? So they're not the PlayStation Profiles rarity. I know some people, may want me to display the PlayStation Profiles rarity, but there are a lot of trophy hunters that don't have their account linked to PlayStation Profiles. So I like seeing direct from the source, like what the true score of a platinum percentage is. Granted, it makes things look a little bit better opposed to having it connected to PSN Profiles, because obviously, most people that are connected tend to trophy hunt and get games. So like for instance, this game at a 2.5%, it could be way higher. It could be 25% rarity on PSN Profiles. But I don't know, I like seeing things directly from the source, and if it's an ultra rare, it's an ultra rare. It doesn't. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. I just like seeing it like that. I know some people are a bit conflicted, but that's the way I do things. And if you are interested about how I get the sort of difficulty, things like that, it is an extension. It's called PlayStation Profiles Plus, and there is, if you just Google that, there'll be like a forum post on PlayStation Profiles, and there's a dude on there that has basically given you a tutorial on how to download that. Do be warned, download it at your own risk or install the extension at your own risk. It does take a little bit of setup, but I use it and it's completely fine. So go and show some support to the dude that made that. But we've got Astro's Playroom up next. Again, came with a PS5, pretty much a staple for people to get the platinum in. Again, similar to me, I played it, I didn't platinum it initially, and then I went back a few years later when I was a trophy hunter, and it seems that Public Nuisance has done the same here. We've got Attack of the Toy Tanks up next, and it's very interesting. Like, are these like it says 45 hours and a 3 out of 10. I'm not really too sure why the difficulty is like that, because they got it in under an hour, and if I remember correctly, at 2020, when platinum trophy hunting really started kicking off from Platinum Bro, I'm pretty sure this was in one of his videos of like quick easy platinums to get or something like that. So again, I'm assuming that's a fairly simple one to get. Again, we've got some quite high percentages here. I guess you could argue they are shovelware, they are quick platinums to get. Yeah, I would say these ones here are shovelware, to be honest with you. Like 1 minute to get a platinum trophy is nothing at all. Granted, some games can have a higher percentage, like for instance the Attack of the Toy Tanks, and you could play it and enjoy yourself to like chill on a game. But I think if a game is like a minute or under 10 minutes, it's definitely going to be deemed the shovelware with those higher percentages there. But we've got Batman: The Enemy Within, and also the Telltale series, so the season 1 and season 2. Again, I say this a lot of the time on the live streams, but for those who don't know, these are some great Telltale games. I was a little bit skeptical at first, thinking, "Oh no, like it's Batman. Are they gonna do it well?" But rest assured, like I'm quite confident in saying that these are some great Telltale games, and I definitely recommend people checking them out. Again, they're Telltale, so they're not exactly difficult to do. 7 and 8 hours respectively, and just over 10% on both of those trophies there. We've got some Ben 10 up next, which is really cool. So we've got a double stack of Ben 10 Power Trip, and then we've got Ben 10 on the PS4. So I'm assuming Power Trip might be the sequel, for instance. Oh wow, look at these rarities: 0.5, 0.5, and 0.6. I've got to say, right, it's weird to say, like I was a Ben 10 fan growing up as a kid. Like it was just on a lot, so I watched it. I didn't watch more of the newer stuff when he sort of grew up into a teenager, but I watched kind of like the OG Ben 10, you could say. And I have seen that there are quite a few games. Fellow Platinum Trophy Hunter Bomb Shop. I'm pretty sure like he's got a couple of the Ben 10 Platinums, and I don't think he recommends them. But I'd say go and watch his stuff on that before making any judgment calls. But yeah, it's like I just feel like the Ben 10 games might be a little bit janky from what I've heard. Maybe the newest one on PS5 is a bit more polished though, but nevertheless, a 4 out of 10 as well for what you could argue is a kids game. Like fair play. There's some ultra rare platinums there, so very good job. We've got Bird Game Plus up next. This is a 63% and it takes 30 minutes to do, so I guess it's slightly coming out of the shovelware category into something that's a little bit more chilled out, you could say, but again, I'm not too familiar with this one. We've got Bunny Raiders. Again, this is a 5.7%, but I know for a fact that on PSN profiles, this percentage here would show up a lot higher because it is deemed an easy platinum to do. It can be done in 2 hours. It took me, and public nuisance here, a lot longer, clearly. It takes around 1 to 2 hours to do a run of the game and a boss battle to spawn in. And the hardest trophy of this really is defeating the boss that pops up. But it's very RNG whether A, you get a boss, and B, what boss you get. Sorry, I'm swearing at everyone on the camera there. But so I got the boss and just died immediately because I didn't know what to do for it. So it wasn't the funnest experience personally. And I also just wouldn't necessarily recommend it just because it can be quite frustrating to do. Like you could get a really good quick run, or you could be there for multiple runs like I was, which was which kind of sucks. But we've got chickens on the road here. Again, a 90% to 7 minutes. I'm gonna have to say that is shovelware content, unfortunately. We are kind of being outweighed by the shovelware stuff at the minute, but there have been some good games already, so let's see what this list has to offer still. We've got Coffee Talk. Again, I picked up the double pack of this, so 1 and 2. It's on my backlog to play. As I've said numerous times before, I think it's something that I'd probably use in a challenge video where I'm needing to get a platinum that doesn't take the longest amount of time to do and is still a respectable game. So really good to see that one. It would be nice to see the sequel maybe onto the account, but nevertheless, great platinum to have on the list. You've got Coffin Dodgers as well, which seems to be like a kart racing game. 4 hours, 2 out of 10, 2 playthroughs, 22%. Fairly respectable platinum to get, I would say. 4 hours of your time, I'd say that's worth it for, what would that be, like a rare platinum trophy. We've got Concept Destruction. We've got a double stack on this one. It looks like this game takes about an hour to do, and surprisingly, the simplicity of it, taking around an hour to do, it's still under 50% rarity on the platinum tracker there, which is interesting, which is quite good. Seems maybe like a low-key gem in terms of an easy, quick platinum to get that isn't too high of a percentage. But we've got Cool Borders up next, and this is a 1.7%. And if I'm being honest with you, looking at that font there, I thought that was Hot Wheels, just an off-brand Hot Wheels, but I've got no idea what Cool Borders is. Let's check out, I don't do this for everyone, but let's just check out, beat the total time on the novice course. Okay, so it looks like it's a racing game of some sort. It looks like quite a classic game by going by that picture. Maybe it's like a snowboarding game or something like that. Never heard of that one, but and it, as well, it's not got any like sort of trophy guides or estimated difficulties and stuff. So I would go under the assumption that this one might be quite difficult to achieve, seeming as I did see it's like beat things on expert, get so many points and things like that. So good job on that one. DC League of Super Pets, a double stack on that. Both, funnily enough, sitting at a flat 10%. And this is a platinum trophy that I've got myself. I did double up on this. I think I did it as part of my 30 platinums in 30 days video, which, if anything, I'm not too proud of because it was when I was first doing YouTube and it's just such a bad video. But if you want to go have a laugh, you can go back on the channel and watch that. I promise you the newer stuff might be better that I make. But yeah, good to see that. Again, this is a pretty chilled out game. It takes around 2 hours to do. It's very repetitive. It's very simple. It is a kid's game at the end of the day, but it's not a bad one. It's all right, and I would recommend it. The percentage is only going to go up, but when I got it, it wasn't too bad at all. I can see that they've got Death Stranding. Okay, awesome. So they've got Death Stranding, just the base edition on PS4, and then they've also done Death Stranding, the director's cut on PS5. So the director's cut is slightly rarer to get. I've played the director's cut version. I've not played the OG. I think if there is a complete edition of a game to play, you're probably better off just playing that because it's, you know, a bit more polished and finer. But yeah, they did the first they did Death Stranding on the 28th of November in 2023, and then a month later did the director's cut. So that's really cool to see them go from both generations. I'm surprised that Public Nuisance isn't burnt out. 200 hours spread over 2 months basically, or maybe 3 months because they could have started it before November, is quite a lot to like cram in there. And I can see that they've not, I don't know if they've started Death Stranding 2, but maybe they're taking a little bit of a break before tackling that behemoth, because Death Stranding 2 is quite the chunky boy of platinum trophies to go for. But very well done on those. As I said, I've played Death Stranding Director's Cut, and it's something that I would like to get the platinum in, but I'm not going to burn myself out doing it. I thoroughly enjoyed myself with it, and I've got a good sort of experience and memory with it. So it's like if I do the, you know, what, like 60 hours of just boring stuff potentially, I say boring loosely because I don't know what it entails for the 100% fully, but if I go and do that, maybe I'll slightly dislike my experience. But I've got Death Stranding 2 to play. I've played a couple of chapters of it, and admittedly I've not been able to play it for a few months just because I've been working on a big platinum challenge for the YouTube channel, which is almost done and I can share and hopefully upload very soon. But yeah, like I basically did Death Stranding 1 before number 2, and I was like, right, I don't want to do the platinum for it because Death Stranding 2 is coming out. I just want to enjoy the experience, and if I want to get a platinum, maybe I'll do 2, or I could go back to 1. It feels like I'm waffling a bit, but yeah, Death Stranding, it's great. I judged it a bit too harshly. I was like, oh, it's just an Amazon delivery driver simulator. It's so boring. My frontal lobe developed. I reached my mid-20s and gave it a try, and I'm so glad I did because it's honestly brilliant. Like the music in it, the visuals, it's one of the best looking games you'll see on next generation gaming. Death Stranding, first one, looks good. Death Stranding 2, best game I've ever seen so far in my existence on this planet. It's by far the best game. Like how it looks, it's so realistic. But anyway, enough glaze for that game. Well done on getting those 2 platinums because that is an awesome achievement. We've got Deathloop up next, a 1.5%er. Again, I'm not really the biggest fan of Deathloop. I tried it out and I just didn't really get the gimmick of it. Like I think, is it Arcane Studios that make this? I'm not too, let me see who makes this game. Who is it? Yeah, it is Arcane Studios with Bethesda behind them, supporting that. I don't know what it is about their games. I think the only Bethesda games that I like really are probably the Elder Scrolls games, like Skyrim and such, and a little bit of Fallout. I do like that, but you know, I've tried Deathloop and I was like, oh, I can't really adjust to the way that the game plays. I just don't like how it plays out. But I think the concept of it is pretty cool. So it's a shame that I've not continued the story of it, let's say, because the story seems really interesting. It's just the gameplay where I can't break it, if that makes sense, and get into it. But nevertheless, great job there to do that one. 4 out of 10 for 20 hours, 1.5%. It could be one if you do enjoy it. It could be one that you might want to clean up or go for, because 4 out of 10, it's getting on the harder side of difficulties, but still achievable for most players, I'd say. And the 1.5% that's an ultra rare platinum, so it's quite an attractive feat, that. We've got Deliver Us Moon. We've got a double stack of this one. I've got this platinum myself. I thought Deliver Us the Moon was great. I thought, again, visually, it looked really good for what it was. It kind of had a bit of uncertainty in the game. Like, I was like, oh, am I really alone on the moon? Like, is there something a bit sinister here, sort of thing? And I won't spoil anything, it's just, your mind can play tricks on you sometimes, but I thought it was a very good game. There's some collectibles in it. It's got an all right mixture. Probably following it through with a guide might be best. But I did the sequel, Deliver Us to Mars, or Deliver Us to the Mars, or whatever the sequel's called. And I just don't think it was as good. It was like a lot bigger, and sometimes bigger's not always better. So if you're going to go for either one of the two, I'd probably say Deliver Us to the Moon is my pick personally. We've got Destroy All Humans 1 and 2. Good stuff to see. Quite low percentages there. Again, bit of a childhood classic on the PS2 that I've played and enjoyed. Personally, I don't know if I'd want to go back and play them in 2025. I don't know how well they hold up with them being remasters. I know there's like a remake of one of the games at least. But yeah, I'm just happy to leave it as a memory in the past there. We've got Donut County up next. Again, fantastic game. 30% on the rarity there. It is quite a high percentage, and it's only going to keep creeping up because it's a really easy game to platinum. But don't let the high percentage take away from how good of a game it is. It really surprised me how good and unique it was. Absolutely fantastic. We've got another double stack here. We've got Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and again, I've got the platinum for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I did try to play it on the PS5, and it kind of like partially uploaded, it uploaded all of my save data, but it didn't pop all of the trophies onto the PS5 version. It really like goofed out. I can see that they've got the platinum in 10 hours, so maybe it did the same to Public Nuisance, and they just had to like replay and grind sections of it. But I went back, so I wanted to play it on the PS5, and I did, but I was just like, I actually can't be bothered to grind out some of the grindier trophy requirements that you need to get. But 5.5% and also 4.8% respectively. Again, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot's a fantastic game. If you like Dragon Ball Z, it's the best way to live through the story in a modern age, personally, without watching, was it like 283 episodes of the anime? Of course, I would recommend you do that, but there's a lot of time where you could do a 40-hour game potentially. I wonder how long the series of Dragon Ball Z is in hours in comparison to the game. Like, maybe I've just recommended the game and you could just you could just watch the anime, which would be quicker. But yeah, fantastic game. Again, as a kid, I always called for a game. Like, I enjoyed playing like the Budokai Tenkaichi games growing up, and they have the story elements to them, but a Dragon Ball Z RPG, something about it just hits different, man. And it's like, I was like, as soon as we got onto PS4, I was like, do you know what would be really good? Like, we've not had a Dragon Ball Z game for a while. Like, an RPG would be brilliant. And Lord behold, they cooked it up. So it'd be great to see another RPG Dragon Ball Z game, but I'm not really too sure what they could do personally, because they've put some of the Super DLC, part of Super as DLC into Kakarot. So yeah, I guess there's some more stuff that they could do, but it's like, I don't know if it would be a big enough game to do Dragon Ball Z, Super Kakarot or whatever they'd want to call it. They'd probably need more of the anime to be animated first. But anywho, we've got Erica up next, which I believe this game is it like a, what are they called? Is it like, I was going to say HMV, but that's a shop, not that. Is it like DMV or something? No, that's from Crisis Core. No. What, basically, there's a type of game, it's called like V something, right? And it's essentially where they record real people, and then it'll have like prompts on screen to click a button, and then that will take you to another scene of like what your choice is. I forgot what they're called. They're like interactive immersive games, and I'm pretty sure Erica's one of those where it's like real people, that is the game, and you're just like clicking prompts on screen to go to the next area. 1.7%, 9 hours to do, but it does take 6 playthroughs, so I guess you would have to be quite patient with that and potentially like it quite a lot to do that. Fast and Furious Spy Racers Rise of Shifter. I've got this platinum, and it is probably some of the worst time that you could spend on a game. It takes 3 hours, and it is literally just racing on the same courses over and over again for 3 hours. It's super repetitive, and it's just super boring, but it is an ultra rare platinum, so if you did want to get your ultra rares up, you could say it's worth it. We've got Foreclosed up next, and this is sitting at 15%, and then also 9% on the PS5. Doesn't look too difficult of a game. It says it can be achieved in 3 hours. I think I've seen this knocking about. I think it's like a cyberpunk-esque kind of game. I feel like I've seen it, and it's probably been recommended to me as well. So maybe I should check this one out, especially if it's 3 hours to do. But we've got Funny Truck and also Get to the Top. So again, some shovelware mixed in there with some great games previously. We've got Ghost of Tsushima. We've got a double stack on this one, and the 100% are done. Wow. Okay, fair enough. The like Ghost of Tsushima base game, it's a bit of a time sink. It's a great game. Don't get me wrong. It's a good game. Probably a little bit repetitive in places is the criticism of it, but it's a good game. It looks good. I did the PS5 version of it, so obviously it's like optimized to look a lot nicer. And yeah, it's all right, but the in terms of the platinum, it's just so long and boring and drawn out. So I'm like, oh yeah, play Ghost of Tsushima. It's a great game, but if you, I wouldn't recommend going for the platinum if that makes sense, because it's just quite long and boring to do. But seeing that they've done for across both games as well, right? They've done the DLC. I have no idea how long that takes, but there's like all I'm going to say is that the DLC in Ghost of Tsushima is meant to be quite long and also quite difficult in places to do. So I've got to say fair play on that one. We've got God of War and then God of War Ragnarok. We've got a double stack on the PS4 and 5. And I love seeing this on people's lists because I thought God of War Ragnarok was a PS5 exclusive. Little did I know that it also came out on PS4. Never would have known that without reviewing, platinum trophy lists of subscribers and stuff. But again, fair enough on getting these. Personally, they're not for me, unfortunately. I've played, was it 2019 or 2018, that soft reboot, whatever you want to call it. I played it, didn't really like it. It was just a game about daddy issues, essentially. Yeah, it wasn't for me. We got Grand Theft Auto Vice City, a double stack. Really awesome to see. 0.9 and then a 1% there. Again, it was one of the lists I've reviewed recently, but somebody had a lot of GTA stacks like San Andreas, Free, Vice City, and I said if I was going to do one of them, I'd probably do Vice City because I just like the time period it's set in. I think it's quite a cool, groovy period. But granted, 45 hours is quite a long time, so I don't really know if I'd want to go back and do that personally. We've got Gun Crazy, 10 minutes to get that platinum, so some shovelware there. Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. Again, this is an Xbox game, I'm pretty sure, that's come over in recent years to PlayStation. I think the sequel's come over now as well. I do want to pick this game up, but it's holding its price pretty well for a game that is quite a few years old, but I believe it's a very good game, so I guess that's why the price is held. And when it goes on sale, it only knocks off a few quid, so firm in the pricing there. But I think this game is about like mental health or the main character's mental health journey as certain things happen, and it's just a really cool concept that I've seen a lot of video essays on, and I just want to experience it for myself personally because it does look really good. We've got Horizon Zero Dawn. Unfortunately, the Horizon games aren't for me. I have said I will give it another shot, but when I played the first one initially, it just didn't really grab me personally. I don't know what it was. It just maybe I was fatigued from playing a lot of Ubisoft games whenever I started it, but I was just like not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. It just seems like 40 hours I could spend or put elsewhere. So that's what I decided to do and drop the game pretty much near the introduction. But we've got Hot Wheels 2 or Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 turbocharged there, 0.6% retrospectively for both. And it seems that 1 month and 3 weeks ago, was it in auto pop? Potentially, I'm not really too sure. And I also can't be bothered to investigate. I'm going to assume they were both done separately. They were started, or platinum, should I say, on like a day apart. So maybe they were just working through one game and then doing the same requirements on the next game and doing them side by side. Not really too sure. Somebody down below can let me know whether you can auto pop it or not. But fair enough. I know that the first Hot Wheels Unleashed game is quite a time sink to do. I think it's a little bit longer than 20 hours. Could be wrong, but I know there's trophies like a lot of racing games where it's like race a certain distance and you end up just rubber banding your controller because you complete the game and do everything and you're still miles off of that requirement as well. But we've got IQ Intelligent Cube up next and sitting at a 6%, which is really good there. Apparently it's a 2-hour platinum according to this extension that I've got, and it's a 2 out of 10. So again, that could be a nice rare platinum to work on. That's not too difficult to do. We've got Ice Age Scrat's Nutty Adventure. Again, a double stack on this one. I don't really have much to say on this. I've seen the gameplay of it, and I did consider going for this platinum trophy, but I saw what I'd have to do for the next 7 to 8 hours, and I thought, do you know what? I don't fancy that for a platinum. I'm going to do something else. But fair play for sitting through that and getting yourself some ultra rares, very respectable. And then we've got Infamous First Light and also Second Son. Again, some brilliant games. As part of this big platinum challenge that I spoke about earlier, Infamous First Light was on the list of that one. So I'm the proud owner of that platinum now, thankfully, which is super cool. And it's a great game. 4 out of 10. I was a bit scared when it said 4 out of 10 because I was like, oh, I don't know if I could do the fighting challenges, but rest assured that it's not actually that bad. If you're going for the platinum, you naturally level up everything anyway. So by the time you need to do the harder things, you're fine because you're leveled up enough and you've played the game enough to, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you naturally get better at a game the more you play it. And that's kind of how it works with Infamous First Light. So yeah, it can be seen as like tricky. And I saw the 4 out of 10. And I thought, oh, that could be quite tough, but obviously it's still manageable. But yeah, it's a great game, and I'd say worth doing the platinum. I think I did it. I don't want to lie when I'm saying this, but like 12 or 13 hours, maybe 14. Like, I did it under the time that the guide recommended, which was quite good. But we've got Jack and Jill DX up next. Again, another shovelware-esque looking game potentially. We've got Jack and Dexter, the Precursor Legacy. Again, never really played a Jack game. They don't really appeal to me personally. I kind of missed the boat on those ones growing up as a kid, which is okay. But again, it's quite a beloved franchise, so I'm glad people are playing them and enjoying the platinums. We've got Jet Moto and Jet Moto 2. These, I'm assuming these are racing games, sort of like jet racing games. I don't know why, but I want to say this is on the GameCube for some bizarre reason. It looks like it's been remade, but I could be completely wrong, and it could be a brand new franchise. But they've been knocked out under the allotted time here, so 5 hours, 6 hours, which is really cool to see, and they've got quite the rare percentages to go with them as well, which is awesome. And then we've got Just Cause 4, 0.3%. And again, I've tried playing the Just Cause games. I can't really get into them or understand them. I think they're great sandbox destruction games, whatever that genre is called. I think they're really good. They really excel in that. But in terms of story, I don't really know what the story is. Like, I've played them, but I couldn't really tell you what they were about, and they don't stick out in memory. But I do feel like they're great games to just play and goof about on. But no idea what goes into the platinum, but 40 hours, I can assume that it's quite a difficult one to do. Up next, we've got a game called Kona, which is, do you know what? I'm going to add this. I always like doing this. Whenever I review someone's list, I always take a game or two that I'm intrigued in. And I don't know what this is about or what it could be. It seems quite interesting. It's giving me kind of like a detective vibe or something like that. I don't know. It'll be interesting to find out a little bit more with my own research, but a 3 out of 10, and it seems that it can be done in about 7 to 10 hours potentially, which is really good, and it's a 3%, so it's an ultra rare platinum. I would say, yeah, I think 3.6% ultra rare. Do correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, things you love to see. I'm always down for adding interesting games to my never-ending backlog. Next up, we've got Last Stop. Quite a reasonable percentage on this, 17 and 16%. I guess something that you would expect for around the 7-hour platinum. So I'm surprised Kona's so low, but it is kind of more difficult, Kona, by 1 difficulty score. But yeah, I think The Last Stop was on PlayStation Plus at some point potentially. I think I've seen it, and I just don't think it's my type of game or something that I wouldn't want to play. Life is Strange 1, 2, Before the Storm, and True Colors then. So, unfortunately, with deep regret, I have got Life is Strange and also Life is Strange True Colors. And I played Life is Strange True Colors first because, again, I think I got a platinum in every genre, a challenge video that I did. And True Colors came under the unique genre category on PlayStation. So I played it. Visually, it looked good. Like, it had some quite good themes in it, but it was still just kind of like cringy, and just the way that the story was written was quite poor, I thought. Which was a shame, but I thought, oh, it's one of the newer games at the time of playing that. So maybe the first game is the one that everyone talks about and everybody loves. Maybe that one will be better. So as part of my brand new challenge that I'm doing, You may be able to guess the theme by a couple of the titles that I've mentioned, but I did Life is Strange 1, and it was just as bad. Like the dialogue was really cringy. They were going like, "You hella saved my life, dude." Like I've never ever heard somebody say that. And I feel like a lot of like a lot of people try and clap back and say, "Oh yeah, but the game's about teenagers in like 2015 or 16." Like I was a teenager in those years, and like we weren't that cringy. I mean, I can't speak for Americans. Maybe Americans were, but in the UK, like don't get me wrong, like I look back to 2015 and go, oh mate, that was a bit wet. Like, what was you doing? But like, it was never the levels of Life is Strange. And the thing as well that gets me of Life is Strange is that they're meant to be in college, so they're meant to be like 18 to 20, let's say. So they're like maturing as young adults, and they're acting like 14-year-olds. And I'm just like, maybe that is why the drinking age is 21, like because they're not grown up. Like I was just like, what? Like it was like the most. It was like high school. It was like a high school simulator, but it was set for older children or older. I don't even know what to call them. And then like part of the storyline with the her powers that she can do to like change and manipulate time, it just created so many like paradoxes within the game. And I was like, well, this we could just avoid this entire game if we just go back to the start of it. Like, why have we relived it all and things like that? It was a good concept, but it was just executed and written so poorly. And I can't help but think that all of the choices that you did make that might have meant something leading up to the penultimate moment kind of just felt like, well, the options I'm left here doesn't really mean anything, does it? Like, I don't know. I just didn't vibe with it. People that do vibe with Life is Strange, I'm happy for you. I was wanting to like it, but there were just too many like little nitty gritty things that I just couldn't look over. But nevertheless, that there's a lot of games here and a lot of decent percentages, so congratulations on that. We got Little Nightmares 2. I didn't know there was two versions of this. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I've got Little Nightmares 2. I think I did the PS5 version probably. But yeah, really good game, really short platinum to do. If you follow along with a guide, it makes it slightly easier just finding the collectibles and stuff. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing Little Nightmares 3. No idea what that platinum entails, but I think I'll just play it regardless because Little Nightmares 2 was really, really good. We've got Lost Words Beyond the Page. I'm not too sure what this one is. It's 15%. Maybe it's like a story-based game where you make your own story or something. We've got Mafia 1 and 2, 6 out of 10 difficulty. So yeah, pretty challenging. I think it's playing on classic mode, which is the hard, like extremely hard mode that you need to complete the game in. I need to go back to Mafia 1 because I've popped like 50%, maybe 40-50% of the trophies, and I just need to go back and clean up like collectibles and do the classic run, so the hard difficulty. But I'll get to it eventually at some point when I'm not desperately busy trying to find time to do other things. But we've got Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy up next, so that's a 2% and 3%. Again, I do need to play this one at some point, but it's just finding the time to do so. But from what I've heard, it's a really good game. And then we've got Spider-Man and Spider-Man Remastered, and then also Miles Morales double stack there. And it's quite good to see actually that the Spider-Man Remastered doesn't look like an auto pop. Could be wrong though, because the platinum trophy was on the 2nd of March. So maybe they popped the trophy in this game first, went and played this one, then loaded in the save potentially, or they could have done it legit again. If they did, like completely fair enough. I think that's one of the regrets I have is when I booted up Marvel Spider-Man Remastered, it auto popped the platinum for me, and I was like I wanted to do it again because I enjoyed it that much. So it's a bit like that's one of the regrets I've got a lot of on my account is sometimes when I've auto popped things. So I've started doing that less now. But we've got Medieval Remake and a double stack of Resurrection there. Never played Medieval, but I think I'd be inclined to play the remake version because it's probably the best looking way to consume the game potentially, or Resurrection. I'm not too sure, but it looks interesting. A franchise that I've never played and would be willing to give it a shot. We got Memory Lane up next. Again, it's a very quick game to get. You could argue it's shovelware. I think it has. You have to work a little bit more for it because I think I did this as my one of the platinums for the every genre video. So you have to twerk a little bit for this one. It's not just click one button and you get the platinum in 1 second, but of course it's still a high percentage. Middle Earth: Shadow of War, fantastic game. I'm very jealous that I don't have the platinum. I played it and then I was like, oh yeah, I'll come back to it after completing it to clean it up. It's been years. I tried to go back to it and I forgot all the controls, and I was like, oh, I don't know how to do this. I've forgotten the Nemesis system of what I was setting up for one of the trophies, because it's very specific, the Nemesis system, like wanting you to kill certain enemies in certain ways and cause, you know, different chain reactions. So yeah, it's like one of those ones where I've played, I think that's the first one, apologies if not, but I've played the first Middle Earth game, let's say, and I've just never started the second one yet. But I picked them up on eBay for £7, like both of them, so it was an absolutely banging deal. And I would love to play the second one, but I'm like, I need to get the platinum of the first one first before doing the second. But maybe I'll just ignore that and do it anyway. But we've got My Friend Peppa Pig. Round of applause. Absolutely goated game. Some again decent percentages there. I've actually recently picked up My Friend Peppa Pig's World Adventures on Amazon. I think it was like £8 or £9. Peppa Pig games are pretty goated. Like, I know kids games in general get a little bit of slack, but as somebody that plays a lot of difficult games, it's really nice to just switch off, play a 1 out of 10, one playthrough, 1 hour game, and get an ultra rare or very rare platinum trophy. Same can be said for My Little Pony and Maritime Bay Adventure. I've done this one myself, no shame in it. I'm a brony dude, but the percentages for these naturally have started creeping up over time, because once upon a time they were like hidden gems, should we say, and now they're a bit more diverse to the general public. But a game that I platinumed recently was called Race with Ryan, okay, and I'll let you into a little secret. That's an ultra rare platinum trophy. I think it's something stupid like a 0.3%. It's a kid's game. It takes 3 hours to platinum. All you need to do is have a second controller to play one split screen game. Yeah, it's so easy to do. So that's a little bit of insight for you if you wanted a kid's chilled out game to play in the background for an ultra rare. We got the My Name is Mayo trilogy. Fair enough, that is a staple of many trophy hunters. I can respect it. We've got Nubla or Nubla up next. Again, I don't know what this one is. Is it like a puzzle game or something? It's quite a high percentage though. We've got Omno. This is a brilliant little game, this one. I went for a phase of playing a bunch of indie games, and Omno was one of them. I think I did it as part of a challenge video, in all fairness. Probably 30 plats in 30 days. And yeah, that was a really fun, short, bite-sized game, and the percentage of it is pretty respectable. We got Paw Patrol the movie and Paw Patrol Mighty Pups, a double stack. Again, it doesn't seem like these are too difficult to do personally, so I would probably go ahead and recommend them. You know, they're kids' games, you know what you're going to get with them, and you're going to get an ultra rare platinum trophy out of it. PJ Masks, Heroes of the Night. Again, I've done this one myself. I don't think I've double stacked it. I think I've just done it once though. And again, it's a ultra rare platinum to get. Pretty repetitive and boring. Not the best children's game that I've played, but nevertheless, platinum's a platinum. We've got Rallycross up next. This is a 0.8%. 3 out of 10 free playthroughs in 5 hours. I don't think that guide's particularly right personally, because a 0.8% I don't think would, like, I don't know, just like 3 out of 10, is it like that difficult that people aren't getting it? Or maybe it's a really niche game, but regardless, it's a W, so good to see. What is a better W though is Red Dead Redemption 2, 0.1%. Absolutely fair enough. Unfortunately, I don't get the Red Dead 2 hype. I've played it. I played it a little bit late. All of my friends got it at launch. I waited till Christmas because I got it as a Christmas present. I kind of missed the hype on it, and like everyone stopped talking about it by Christmas time, even though it was a month later. I played like, I don't know, like 4 or 6 chapters of it. Like, I got so far into the game, like I had a decent amount of playtime, and I just put it down one day and never went back. And it's one of those games where it's so in depth and the mechanics are so long to learn that it, like, I would need to basically restart the game if I wanted to play it again to do the tutorial. But the tutorial of the game is like so long; it's like 2 hours to do. So yeah, I don't know. I can appreciate that it is a good game, and I'm again very happy for people that love it, and more so people that get the platinum because it's sick. But for me, yeah, I'm just couldn't really get into it, unfortunately, and it's a bit of a bastard to get back into. But Rocket League, that's a great game. I enjoyed that one growing up. Again, played that with my friends and that was one of the first platinum. I say first platinums, but it was like a platinum that I got when I wasn't even a trophy hunter. It just happened naturally, like it just popped, and I was like, oh, what's that? Like, what was that? Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know what happened. But 2.5% there, really good job. Shadow of Tomb Raider, fantastic game, and also reflected by a fantastic percentage with a 0.9%. So very good job there. Snaky Bus, this is one that I've had on my radar and I'm tempted to do, sitting at an 18% rarity. We've got Sniper Elite 4 and 5 up next. Really, really good job here, 0.2 and 4%. And I'm pretty sure that one of these Sniper Elite games has some DLC that involves the leader of the Germany party that I won't name, but you do get to snipe him, and I believe there's a trophy for shooting him in the testicles. If you did want to see that video, I know that Kostromo, my boy that helps me host, is the co-host of the Trophy Hoarders podcast. If you don't listen, you should. Over 60 hours of content there. But yeah, he uploaded a video recently of him going for, like, is it the hardest Sniper Elite or like the rarest Sniper Elite trophy, and it is basically having to complete that DLC, which is cool. I'm not selling it as well as I should because I don't know what it's about fully, but go and check him out and check out the podcast. South Park, The Fractured Butthole, and also The Stick of Truth. Again, fantastic games. It's a shame that Snow Day fumbled so badly because these two are great, and it's like when these two games are so good, it's so hard to live up to expectations in a modern world, but great games. If you've not played either of these, they're completely different. They play completely differently, which is interesting. 3 out of 10 and 4 out of 10. Honestly, if you pulled up a guide and watched how to do this and like did an optimal build, it would probably be a 2 out of 10 most, potentially. So yeah, again, great games, but you can just play through them naturally. They're not too bad. Spectre Woods, looking like a little bit of shovelware potentially, with a 4-minute job there. SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom, good stuff there. I do want to get a SpongeBob Platinum at some point. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, again, it comes up on a lot of lists. I always say it. I don't like platinum trophies or 100% that make you backtrack for the 100%. Like, you unlock things and then now you can go back to the very first worlds to grapple up something. Hate it when games do that, and I don't think it respects your time as a player. But it is a great game, in fairness. I will give it to the Star Wars Jedi games. They are really good games. Just platinums are a little bit iffy. Stormboy up next. This is the Colin Firth. Is it Colin Firth? I think. Again, I've never tried this one out. This is quite a high percentage. It's quite easy to do, under an hour, but it is meant to be really good. So at some point, I would like to check this one out, but conscious that it is a high percentage there. Double Stack of Stray, again, everyone's favorite cat game. Brilliant stuff there. Really, really good. Would recommend it. A bunch of Siphon Filter. So we've got double stacks on Siphon Filter 1, 2, and also 3. Really good job. I tried doing the first Siphon Filter when it came to PlayStation Premium. Didn't really vibe with it, so just closed it off after about 5 minutes. I don't really get on with older games too much. I'm such a modern gamer in this sense. Like, I don't know, just going back to playing a PS1-esque game, it's just, I just don't really like how they control and stuff, so I'd rather not play it and hate it and hate on a franchise, if that makes sense, because the game's not meant for, like, do I say not meant for me? I don't know. It just didn't appeal to me, so I just wouldn't continue playing it. But we've got Tacoma up next. I wasn't a fan of this game. I just didn't really like the way that it played and controlled, but once upon a time it was quite a rare platinum trophy to get, but it is creeping up because it can be done quite easily. I don't think it's meant to take 1.5 hours, but you can basically get everything ready and then you just pop trophies one after the other. So you do like a couple of hours setup, for instance, and then you can pop the trophies like quite quickly afterwards. Telling Lies, I've got this platinum trophy. I can't remember too much about it, but it is quite rare, as we can see, so probably worth doing. You can do it. It's a nice 2-hour job. The Artful Escape, fantastic game. Again, up there, one of my favorite indie games. I know that these developers are working on another title that's due to come out next year. Again, really, really good looking game on the PS5. The colors, it just, I like anything with colors. I'm like a magpie. I'm just drawn to nice, beautiful things. Artful Escape, I loved it, and percentage is fairly respectable as well. We've got the Bat D, a nice 2-minute game there. The Elder Scrolls Skyrim on PS4 and 5, very good job there, very respectable. I enjoyed my time. I've played it since PS3. I got the platinum in the PS4 version. I don't know if I'd personally go for the PS5 version. I know that I've popped a couple trophies in it. I think personally, what I will do is I will get the Elder Scrolls Oblivion because I've been waiting to play that for months and it's been out for so long. So I think that's going to be the next game that I treat myself to and just play off stream and just dive into and enjoy because I do like the Elder Scrolls games. I do think they are really good. And, you know, me getting Skyrim is like a callback to, you know, like I don't know. I played it as a kid growing up on PS3. Do you know what I mean? I've played it for so long. I've put so many hours across all of the game. Well, I say all of the versions of Skyrim. There's like 50 different versions of it by now. But yeah, it just felt like I owed it to myself to go back as an adult and just go back and get the platinum trophy sort of thing. I still had a lot to do. I still think I put probably like another 50 to 60 hours in just cleaning up and trying to get the platinum, which was it was a fun experience. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was just really good. So I can respect getting the game not once but twice, which is really cool. The Gardens Between, again, great indie game, great indie puzzler, a really unique way of doing an indie puzzler. It manipulates time. You control two different people that go backwards and forwards. It's really good. I would definitely recommend checking that one out. We've got a bunch of jumping games, which we will just ignore. The Last of Us Part 2 on the PS4, and then The Last of Us Remastered. Really good job here. So the arguably native versions, or at least the native version of Last of Us Part 2 there. And then The Last of Us Remastered is the first version that came to PS4. I know that this is the harder version of the game to get the platinum in. I know that The Last of Us Part 1, like the remake, you could call it remake on PS5, is slightly easier because you don't have to do the multiplayer stuff. I've got the platinums in 1 and 2, but I did the PS5 version, so again, the easy way out, you could say. In fairness, I think The Last of Us Part 2, I think that trophy list is just the same across the PS4 and 5 versions. It's the same list. The Order 1886, fantastic game. Again, quite heavily underrated and is definitely worth checking out. Holds up really well graphically for being a 2016 game, I think, or 2015. Looks really good. It almost feels like Call of Duty, but in the Victorian times, which is a bizarre thing to say. I've got another shovelware with a little piggy game there. The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us, again, two fantastic Telltale games. Played The Walking Dead growing up. I think that was my first platinum trophy as a kid. Again, I just got it from playing the game because that's how you do get the platinum in The Walking Dead. And then The Wolf Among Us, I played a few years ago as an adult, and I'm glad I left it to being an adult because it does require a little bit more brain power to play The Wolf Among Us. But fantastic game, loved every second of it. Tiny Ken up next, very good job there. Got a double stack, good stuff. Twisted Metal double stack with 1 and also 2. Is there a Twisted Metal 3 out at the minute? I think there might be. Again, I keep saying it, I need to watch the TV series. I'm not really too interested in the games, especially like the PS1 looking games. Not really for me. Maybe I'd play like a brand new remake of it. Maybe that would be shinier and cool and I'd want to play it. But I can respect these because they can be quite difficult because I think they've patched it out so you can't use the cheats in them anymore. So they are pretty difficult to do in fairness. Then we've got the Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. Very good job there. Would be great to see number 4 on there because 4's a great game. I've recently gone back and got the platinum for that myself. And I've got all of them now, bar the PS Vita game because I did the Legacy of Thieves collection originally. And then I thought, oh, let me go back and get Uncharted 4. So yeah. And I think as well, I've got the multiplayer trophies for the PS3 stack of Uncharted 2. So I'm thinking at some point maybe I'll just go back and play the PS3 version and try to platinum it, but conscious the PS3 version is going to be a lot harder than the PS4 version, I know for a fact. Then we've got Vampire up next. Again, a cool concept of a game, one that I just wasn't really good enough to keep playing, but fair play, 0.8% there. What Remains of Edith Finch, again, fantastic game. Fun fact, I played the PS4 version first, thinking that I was going to get the Platinum Trophy, and it doesn't have a Platinum, it just has 100%. So be careful. What Remains of Edith Finch, you can only get a Platinum on the PS5 version. No idea why they did the trophy lists as they did, but it's like Marmite. Some people love it, other people hate it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. Some of the themes and messages behind it were really, really good. A double stack of Wreckfest. Again, another fun fact. This was the first platinum video I uploaded on the channel, arguably quite badly as well. But that's the reason why I'm still going strong like 2 or 3 years later, which is awesome. Again, very good percentages on these ones, under 1. And then Zippy the Circle Challenge, which unfortunately rounds off their list of a little bit of lovely shovelware. Let's take a little look-see-loo at the milestones then. So we've got Dragon Ball Z Kakarot was their first trophy, but the first platinum was 4 years ago in Ghost of Tsushima. So this account is 5 years old, by the way. 10th platinum, Marvel Spider-Man. My name is Mayo for the 20th. 30th Platinum Memory Lane, 40th Platinum The Jumping Fries, fastest Platinum The Basketball Shovelware game, 50th Platinum Wreckfest, 75th Platinum Deliver Us the Moon, 100th Platinum The Walking Dead, 125th Platinum Medieval Resurrection, 150th Platinum The God of War Ragnarok, and the latest Platinum 2 months ago was Batman The Enemy Within. And then they've got 46 ultra rare and 116 very rare trophies. And taking a little look at some of the rarest unique trophies they've got here, some in Street Fighter, Virtua Fighter, Ace Combat, Red Dead and Sniper Elite. And then in their trophy cabinet they've put Back from Hell in Street Fighter 5, Little Nightmares Hard to the Core, and the Platinum Trophy in Sniper Elite there. And again, I want to say that the Little Nightmares one doesn't have a Platinum, but that Hard to the Core trophy is really difficult to get. I think that's a really difficult one to get in the first Little Nightmares game, so good job there. And then Back from Hell, no idea what that is. Is that just winning online? Survival mode on extreme, come back alive. Okay, yeah, that it says buggy on it as well, and difficulty specific and grind. So some great games in their trophy cabinet. And then I know that we all love taking a little look at the stats. So these are the stats. There's one PS3 game played. A lot of them are on PS5 and mainly PS4. And they've got mainly uncommon and common, sort of splitting the average percentages there. And then we can see that they've been on quite the roller coaster of platinum trophy hunting, and basically it's just skyrocketed year on year as well, which is things you love to see. So thank you very much to Public Nuisance 17 for letting me take a look at your list. Very impressive in places. I like that it's almost 100% completion. I can see that you've been working on GTA San Andreas, which is the most recent game you've been playing, so I'm assuming you'll probably be platinuming that one. Curious to know what games are the 2% that you don't have platinums for, like what, are they unobtainable, things like that. But yeah, overall, really good list. There's quite a lot of grindy games in there that, took time and difficult. So yeah, really unique list, and thank you so much. Of course, if you would like me to review your platinum trophy list, all you need to do is leave a comment or join the Discord, and then you can see the waiting list. Please do take into consideration there is a long waiting list, so if you submit your comment, it will probably take a couple months to do, so bear with me. The best way to stay up to date is in the Discord, because you can see who I'm reviewing next or who's going to be in the next video. And of course, make sure you are subscribed to see your list be reviewed, and maybe consider dropping a like if you do enjoy this content. But thank you very much, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye bye.